Look it. I finally caught a bird in my bird feeder. I've seen one just in the last few days. Yeah, I have toilet paper on my desk. I get bad allergies in the morning. How cute. Oh my god, that's so fun. Alright, y'all, I'm about to get like really motivated to finish our bedroom because it's really annoying me. Like, primarily all that junk over there. And this is like, what, 5 minutes after I say I'm not going to be hard on myself? Anyways, I gotta take some trash out, get this pool on. I wanted to show you guys this because, like, look at this tiny little rose finally blooming. And just after, like, a ton of rain. And then the little side accent flowers I have there and there. Y'all, man, they've struggled. This has been such a hard life for them. It's wild. When something like that blooms after rain, I feel like I'm not watering it enough. That's just what I always think, which I think is accurate. This guy's finally doing okay. What do we got growing back there? What is that weed? I don't know what that weed is. Oh, dang, I need to fix that vent there. We keep that frog statue over that vent so the cats don't go under the porch. I need to fix that. But look at this guy. He's like, hello. Oh my God, stop and look at me. Okay, girl. I see you. I see you. Gorgeous. Okay, seriously, one of my favorite smells in the whole entire world. This guy. Oh, I love it. It is a citrus bloom. They smell so good. I didn't expect this little guy to try and make any lemons. But if it does, super. So I'm gonna check out this one. Here is our lime. And it's grown this spring, which is almost like the best I've ever done. So excited about that. Man, y'all, after a vacation, does anybody else feel like it's time to just like refresh everything? Like I need to sweep off my porch. That container over there's got firecrackers in it for 4th of July. We've got our cooler on here still. My husband mowed yesterday. And so it's beautiful, but also I've got to sweep off the sidewalk because little things like that get on my nerves. But anyways, I'm going to go over here and check out the pool. It looks much clearer and bluer from inside, so I'm really optimistic. It looks way better. Oh my gosh, look at that. That is fantastic. That area back there was the problem area where I literally just poured in the chlorine. So now I've got to catch my hose and get my vacuum hooked up again. There's my pole. Well, I'm really optimistic about that because it looks really good. And I have to mention, yesterday I was wearing like my new shirt that I got at Catherine's Landing in Hot Springs where we went camping. When Connor and I were putting out the chlorine, and I literally gave him a lecture and was like, look, this is how you do it. So you don't sprinkle it all over your clothes and ruin your shirt. And he's like, okay. And you know, we're being all careful and stuff. Well, I noticed last night when I went to go get in the tub that I had a chlorine spot. I had a bleach stain on in two places on my new shirt. And I'm like, ain't that some... It's annoying. Because, I mean, I was trying to be careful. But my husband teases me because I tend to ruin clothes. Boy, do I. If it's a t-shirt I'm wearing, like, hey, I'm going to work in this. I'll do anything in it, you know. I'm going to garden, I'm going to paint. I'm going to do all the things. So I have a few t-shirts that are like my nice t-shirts. Like this one. This is one of my new Grammy t-shirts. And I say it's nice just because it's new, but because it's bragging about my future grandbaby. So I love it and I'm excited about it. But I'll try not to do some things in it. But like I was just messing with the pool high in chlorine while wearing it, that's my life, man. Just trying to put up these tools and stuff. They're on the front porch. I'll sweep it when I go up there in a bit. I was looking out my window today. Wow, look at this pot full of water. Look how gross. How much rain we got while we were gone, you guys. It was a ton. Whoa. The hole was blocked. Look at that. How would you come off and not on my plant stand? Just gonna leave you there like that to drain. All right, gross. All right, so just got this bucket of trash from the 4th of July. We try to be really good about cleaning up all of our messes, but the kids often shoot off fireworks all over the road and the driveway, and it's just hard to get them all at once. You end up seeing them later on, like I just did. But anyways, I really love my life when work is slower and I have the freedom to do things around my house. It makes me feel like my life is really balanced when I can spend, you know, several hours a day being a homemaker and a mom and a wife, and then still, you know, earn a living within I don't know, 6 or 7 hours a day, which I can, and I could do that all the time. I'm just gonna be straight with you. I could do that all the time. The type of work I do, my work effort 100% equates to my income. And just trying to play with Nugget. And so when I mention I'm working a lot and I'm so busy and yada yada yada, it's because I'm trying to make excess for a specific goal. And like all of last year, I made any excess I made all went to paying off debt, and we paid off a lot of debt, like a ton actually. And then this year it's more about traveling, and then of course still paying off debt, but more so freedom to travel, because I love to travel, and I just kind of got it in my mind this year that I want to do more. And then when we had our move in May, really threw a wrench in our spring plans, so that didn't work out. So then I had to just kind of readjust. So my motivation is always paying off debt and traveling. Because, I mean, just in general, we make enough to pay our bills anyway, thank the Lord. So it's not a stress I have anymore. It's just like, okay, what extra do I want to do? Which, you know, obviously I'm an extra person, so there's always lots of extra that I want to do. This is how easy it is to weed in a raised bed. Boom. I'm done, except for a couple I skipped. So one thing I mentioned earlier is that as I was looking out my window, oh, I missed a large piece of grass. I was thinking about my plans for the back of the garden here, and what I want to do, which would be this right here, where there's nothing right now. Because remember, we left this open for the shed delivery. So now that that's here, one of the next things I need to do is do my bamboo fencing from here to here and here to here, however far I want to go, and then put down my landscape fabric here. But before I do the landscape fabric, I want to do the plants I'm doing, because along this back edge where it meets the grass, I'm doing several perennial plants. One of them is a Colorado blue spruce tree. It's going to go back here. That pink fountain grass I recently got, it's going to go back here. I have a small little garden arch in the house. I ordered months ago for a different application. It's going to go back here. And then I'm also going to be digging up some roses from the old cottage garden. And those are going to go back here. We're trying to create like an end. So there's going to be an archway and then like a wall of perennial plants. And then the rest of this in here will be open, which will eventually be the outdoor living room set and mulch and all that. So coming up really soon, I need to get the plants in the ground because I want to do them and the bamboo fence before I do the landscape fabric. And I have all that stuff. So that's everything I can do. And then next will be the mulch, which I don't have. So that's something I'm going to have to get. But there's no rush on that because I have all this other stuff to do like I just told you. So anyways, but I'm really excited about that because I decided to do the pink fountain grass over here because I was afraid the cats were going to like really have a heyday jumping through it, playing with it because they love wispy plants. And they're not back here super often. I mean, they may be once I have plants there. So it's still going to be trial and error. But anyway, so gonna do that. Let me go get the wheelbarrow because I'm going to go ahead and get these potatoes pulled out. And I have not concluded what all seeds are going to go in here other than carrots. And it may be just carrots. I'd really like to try some greens somewhere. But I also still have like half of that last bed is empty. I was trying to figure out what I was going to put in there. Like I just want to fill in my last spots because we're getting to the end of the time where you're not going to have time to grow stuff either for flowers to flower or for veggies to fruit. Because it is now, oh my gosh, it is like the middle of July. So, all right. What do you think you're doing? Being my garden buddy? So another reason I need to hurry and get this done today is because they're calling for rain, like at some point. I don't know if it's this evening or what, but also there's a heat advisory today. It's supposed to get up to like 105 or 110 with the real feel being like way over that. So sucky. Right now, wish my watch showed the temperature, and I feel like it does somewhere. $78 degrees and breezy. So great time to get this done. So anyways, I've got my wheelbarrow to put my debris in, and I cleaned out a bucket to put any potential potatoes in. Well, I got a plant over here that died. That's a bummer. I wonder why. We planted these potatoes in February, late February at the other house. Oh, sometimes you need the potatoes to come up with the plant. Apparently not in this case. Oh, I feel something down there. So we're just going to dig around in the dirt. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. Here's a little baby new potato. Feels like they're going to be like way down in there. There's some little ones, but another little one. And I want to mention too, if you garden, you know, sometimes things are just a fail. And, you know, you don't know unless you try. Can't succeed if you don't try. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else in here. Oh, there's a little guy. And now, get this leveled out, and grow some stuff in here. So out of this container, we just got these guys. This soil might be too compact for potatoes because it's not even pulling up these roots. See, they just break off. you've been here for a while, you remember last year's video when I was looking for my potatoes, and we had Taylor the cat, who has since vanished, and he was like crawling all over me and the containers, and that was fun. Wish I could link to those old videos. They just don't exist anymore. No, I'm too scared. Oh, hummingbird feeder's empty. Well, I'm guessing these potatoes were a flop. Good thing you can buy them 10 pounds at a time at the grocery store. It's always fun to try and grow your own stuff, but not always a success. Keep scaring the cats. Let's see what we can find here. Trying to get the whole root to come up, but it's not happening. Oh, that one might. Nope. What's wrong with you, Maple? I don't know what I did wrong. I don't know if they just didn't get enough sun. Here's another little baby one. Because I know once we moved them over here, this area just gets sun. Hey. Oh, here's a little bit. Just gets sun in the evenings. Oh, I see little white ants in there. There's a mosquito biting me. Well, there's a decent sized one. I mean, it's cute. You guys are so cute. There's a one. Good sized one. You can see that. Ooh, nice guy. One thing that might have affected this as well is I'm pretty sure with these containers when we were at the other house that our mama cat Nugget might have been going to the bathroom in these containers, because back when I first planted the potatoes there just wasn't much else going on in the yard, and she was really intrigued by these containers. Wow, there's a good sized one. Nice. That's a tractor. So she was always kind of just around these containers, because, you know, you plant the potatoes, the seed potatoes, and there's just like nothing going on the surface, you know, for like a few weeks. And I think that she was using them as a bathroom, which I don't think it necessarily like kills plants, because I know the cats do that in my kitchen garden. I don't know how much, because I don't, you know, like watch or anything, but I just know they do because I've seen them do it, and my plants there still thrive, so I've never really been worried about it. Look, speaking of the devil, she's over here curious about these containers. I might have to put something on these just to keep the cats out of them, so I can germinate some carrots or something. So I'll have to see. All right, I'm gonna get this debris all dumped out, and then I'll show you how much we got. All right, so I brought them in, and I'm just gonna rinse them off and throw them on this towel, just because there are so few. What we'll do is we'll just eat these as new potatoes, so I'll probably just like have them at a meal, and we'll just store them so they don't need to be set anywhere to cure. When you cure a potato, you set it in a cool room so that the skin thickens so it can be stored. Here's our little harvest, and you can see how this guy has a green tint. He's the one that's a little green. I'm gonna stick him in the windowsill. Actually, I'll just sit him right here in this windowsill next to my zinnias I picked the other day. And then this is a green onion from the grocery store. And when I was cutting them up, Hadley mentioned, she was like, hey, can't you put those in water and grow more? And I said, yes, you sure can. So we cut it off to here, stuck it in. Like how much the roots have grown. And this was before our vacation, so maybe like 10 days ago. And I'm like, sweet. I told her, I was like, yeah, we could also just plant this in the garden now that it's got some roots, or we could just leave it in here and cut some fresh green onion off of here as we will, which is probably what I'll do, because I love garnishing some things, especially Mexican food, with green onion. But anyway, so I need to put this guy probably more over here. We can get more sunlight, especially on that green part. Ooh, see if it'll turn for us. If not, we'll just cut it off when we eat it. All right, so at least we've got that done. I'm gonna go check out my seeds and figure out what I'm gonna put in. I may just end up doing like all carrots, or I also have the middle of that other bed that I want to put something in. So I'm just gonna go check out what I have. All right, so I definitely got seed happy. I've got a lot spread out here, but here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna explain this before I get outside. So I've got these Chinese noodle beans. I'm gonna do somewhere to go up a trellis if I've got time. I'm gonna do them. I just hope it's enough time for them to make something. I'm gonna do these Sugar Daddy snap peas where they'll go up a trellis, hopefully for a fall harvest. And then in some of my holes where I've already put soil in the cement blocks, I'm gonna do these. I'm gonna do some celery, some feverfew. I've never gotten this to germinate. I have had this several years, but I'm just going to try again. And some coriander, which I do have in one place, but I'm going to do some more. And some peppermint. Again, these are in those holes. And then in that bed that I have an open spot in the center, I'm going to do some snowball cauliflower, if I've got some in there. Yeah, I do. This pink echinacea I harvested from City Landscape last year. I'm going to try some of that. And then these I recently ordered on Etsy from Heritage Farm Seeds. And this is Bunny Tails Ornamental Grass and Lacey Facelia. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's a flower too. So these are just, they sent this one for free. I'm just going to throw these in that one bed. Kind of bunch them together. So it'll be a vegetable, herb, and some flowers. And then over in my containers, I'm going to do 2 of them with some greens, and I'm going to do this gourmet lettuce blend, which I tried in a raised bed this year, and it didn't come up, I think, because the cats mess with it so much. And then this tennis ball lettuce. These are supposed to be good for summer growing. They can handle the heat. I'm going to do scarlet Nantes carrots in 2 of the containers. And the other container, this is some seeds a friend sent me. Forgot I even had. forgot I even had. But they sent me a strawberry watermelon. So I'm like, I wonder if it will have time to do anything. I'm going to do it in one container with some gomphrena, which is a flower. Because this will grow up and this will vine out. So it'll be the only one thing in there really, and this will just grow up. So I'm going to try that. So even after all of this stuff, you guys, I'll still have holes in the sides of the containers. And that's just looking through my vegetable bin, which is this one right here. I've got this other bin that's just like flowers. And I've got a dog over here really anxious to go outside. Okay, this is my cilantro that's on my Etsy store, which I have not reopened, you guys. I've had that closed for months. It's not shut down, it's just temporarily closed because I don't know what I want to do with it. These in this package like this, a friend sent me. So I've got some key lime zinnia. Here's some peach zinnia. Might throw that in. Let's see what else she sent me. Birdhouse gourd, Cupid zinnia mix. I don't know what that is. Fruit smoothie zinnia. I know what that is. I love it. Dwarf mammoth sunflower. That sounds fun. If it's huge but short. Orange king zinnia. Macarena zinnia. That's funny. Queen lime zinnia. So yeah, so this is all mostly my flowers and tons of seeds that I've saved over the years as well. But as with every year, I really need to go through and organize these again. One thing I haven't really planted this year is cosmos and coxcombs. I saw a picture in my Facebook memory of coxcombs, and I'm like, oh yeah, oh my goodness, I didn't plant any of those this year. I wonder if I just don't have any or what, but anyways. Hey, here I've got some calendula. I could do that in the side, and chives. Could do that in the side. Got lots of herbs already in there. Lots of zinnias. It's already starting. Definitely gonna need to cover these. I'll have to find netting or something. So I already planted these. I'm gonna take me some pictures so I remember what goes in each one. Look at that cat. Just rubs on everything. Anyway, so lettuce in here, carrots in here, carrots in the third one, and the last one will be the watermelon and gomphrena trial. So in looking for something else, which my netting to cover those, cannot find it anywhere. It's a problem with everything being chaotically unorganized, shed-wise. But I did find some used plant tags, so I ran inside, got a permanent marker and some scissors, brought the broom out, swept the porch and the sidewalk. Looks much better. Now I'm going to write some tags for the things I'm doing, because I'm not going to be planting like every open spot, so I want to at least have a vague idea of what I put where. Alright, so right here where we have the tomatoes, I put some soil in this block and this one, so just two, because we're kind of late in doing this and it's really an experiment. But these are the Chinese noodle beans. I planted 4 there, 3 there. So I'm hoping, here's my thoughts. I'm hoping as it grows I can help it vine up around the tomato plant, because I don't think the tomatoes are going to get super tall. And then here, so we've got this kind of gap here, so I'm hoping I can just kind of train the vine. And then we have a mint there. I probably could have done another one there, but I'm just like, you know, whatever, we'll just see. What is this guy? Oh, this is like a mint flower. Look, very cute. All right, then over here, look at the little moth butterfly guy. Cute. All right, so here I did 4 for the sugar snap peas. So you can see there's 2 there. These are empty, and 2 here. I planted 4 in each. So that is 16 little seedlings. Hopefully they all come up. And then there's nothing that's vining up this. So I'm hoping that my sugar snap peas will be the star here come, you know, August. So that'll be, well, August and September really. So that'll be great, because this is just lush, happy peppers. Cucumbers over here, you can see are doing really good. Look at, they're starting to make the top. But they are putting so much energy into growing that they're not fruiting much. They are flowering a ton. So I'm hopeful that soon we'll see some, but I don't eat cucumbers, you guys. I'm growing these for my family. They love them. We've got 3 vines here kind of going up the side. I really should move one of these and kind of get it to go this way. Okay, so that's a little better, a little more spread out. This guy over here was just like half an inch from trying to grow on my umbrella, so we don't want that. I also brought out this box that has the arch for the back of the garden. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. I think it's one of those you just kind of snap it together, and I just want to see the visual. Got Nugget napping on the picnic table. And then again, for this side of the arch is going to be those Kajari melons, which they're really starting to put on some more. Like this guy going this way. Look at him. It's almost there, buddy. That's fun. So like really soon, I should be able to get those started on the trellis. You guys, I did it. I put together this arch, and it's actually way wider than I expected. I'm super proud of myself because I typically don't put stuff together. I'm kind of too impatient for building things. Get frustrated with directions easily, so I usually have my boys do it. But anyways, did pretty good. I've got to run inside and get a Phillips head screwdriver because I just, like, they're just fingertip tight. And so I need to get them tightened, and then we'll set it up, which is exciting. I'm just going to throw away all this trash that came with this. Over here distracted, not planting my seeds, but I'll get some more done before I head inside. Well, look at that. I got it up. I got it all tightened. Look how wide that is. That is a huge walkway. That's wonderful. That's great. So in the end, the mulch will go along here to the other side of this and create a border. So then under here will be mulched, and on both sides I'll eventually have something planted. So the Colorado blue spruce is going to live here for a few years. I might even scoot him over just a few feet so I could do a smaller perennial shrub, and then we'll have, you know, roses and stuff all filled in. But one thing I love about this arch, you guys, is it's got the like Gothic revival lines to it with the little spindle thingies on top. So cute. You guys, is super duper affordable. This is already on my Amazon list, linked below in the description, because I bought this way back in the spring. I really love how this turned out. Look how cute. Oh my goodness. So fun. So we will have to stake this into the ground somehow, because we do have crazy winds here sometimes. And every other arch I've ever done, we've had to T-post in. So what we'll likely do is a T-post, like one here and one there, and we'll tie it off to it, which will be the same color as this. It'll be like a dark green regular T-post, probably a short one, 4-foot one. And then yeah, and then eventually when there's stuff growing on it, you won't even be able to see it. I'm torn on whether I want to go ahead and plant anything near here, because when you're, like last year when I did this, I planted over in the old cottage garden, I did some morning glories in tiny little containers. I set them at the bottom of the arch so they could start to grow, because there was grass and everything down there, and I just wasn't preparing the bed yet. And once the seedlings were like 6 or 8 inches tall, then I weeded all the grass and I planted them in the ground, and they grew and they did well. And I did those kind of late too. So I'm kind of considering doing the same. I actually brought out a seed packet that is a mixed variety of vining flowers. I'm just not sure how much light they'll get back here, because you can see we're in the shade now, and we'll be dappled shade until sunset back here. So I don't know, but I did bring them with me. But I don't have a container like ready to go. But I mean, I could do that pretty quick. I'm going to get my other seeds in the ground, especially the ones that are going in this last bed here, because the sun is shifting and I'm losing shade in the areas I'm working in. Look how cute. You can barely see that back there, but it's lovely. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm going to do that because I got my 4 containers done and my 2 vining vegetable crops on the arches in the garden. And now I'm just got to do the other stuff, which is like the holes and in the other bed, which I'm really worried that the animals are going to ruin this. This is the area I'm wanting to plant in the center here. And the cats are just all over the place all the time. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and put them out anyways. I'm going to get my name tags done. That way planting will be faster and just get these in. Alright, here's what I decided to do. I did calendula in these corner 3, left one open. I did chives in these 2, left one open. I did black-eyed Susans in these corner 3, left one open. I did celery in these 2, left one open. And I did feverfew in these 2. And I think as I was sitting here working, I decided I'm going to try those sunflowers in all of these. See if they'll come up facing an area where hopefully they'll get enough sun. Then we got Ernesto over here trying to attack all the plants. Alright, you guys, I got everything in. That's one or more of all of these, so that is a ton. I planted the cauliflower, the bunny tail grass, and the other annual flower in the top half of this last bed over here. So I actually still have like area in the middle, which I don't know what I'll put there, but like that just felt like enough because I just planted out the whole, you know, all around the edge, with the exception of these blocks here, which don't have dirt in them yet. And the Kajari melon is going to grow up the arch there. This is the seed packet I have for the climbing plant mix. It looks like it's nasturtiums. Let's just see if it says. Morning Glory Tall, nasturtium mix, scarlet runner bean, and a black-eyed Susan vine. Alright, so those all sound lovely. And I do have some containers, so I think this is what I'm going to do. I've got these. I'm going to attempt to put this fountain grass down over here by the arch where I want it to live. See if the cats mess with it. I'm sure they will, but we'll just see. I'll be able to keep an eye on this outside of my window. And then it's so stinking cute. I love fountain grass. Look at that guy. Can you imagine that in like a sunset back here? Yes, love that. Okay, so then you see we've just got one more big thing to add, and the rest will just be filling in, you know, border plants, which could be annuals. Just depends on what I want to do. And over here we really just need one, maybe two more, so that's nice. But anyway, so up here are those blue containers I got recently. I showed you. I got them to go on the pool deck, but they're not being used for anything as of yet. So I was thinking what I could do is use the two bare ones. Oh, there's a grasshopper in there, buddy. Escape, escape. Use these two bigger ones, put some soil in them, and go ahead and plant that flower mix. Right, so I got these guys loaded up with soil. I'm going to dump these out and see. Yeah, you can see that bean in there, which is bean. So I'm going to look at them in my hand and see kind of which ones I want to plant, which ones I recognize. Because nasturtiums I've never had really do well or vine for me. And I think that's the big ones that look like brains. And then I don't want to do the bean. So I'm probably going to just get those little tiny black and yellow ones. And hope that's black-eyed Susans and morning glories. Okay, I combed through them and this is what I've got. I'm probably going to plant like, I don't know, 6 or 8 in this one, maybe 4 in the other one, which is a lot for a container. But remember, this is kind of like a growing tray. They're just going to live here for like maybe a week or two, and then I'll transplant them. Alright, so I got those in. Last thing I wanted to mention before we close out this video is I'm not going to water in all this new stuff right this second because we're getting into the heat of the day. It's like 11:30 and it's supposed to be super hot today. So I'll make sure and hit all the new stuff when I water everything this evening, because I'll just water everything this evening after the heat wave. So they'll be good. And that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here because this day is going to be long. So I'm not going to bring you guys along all day. And if I get to working on stuff inside the house later on today, you'll see that in the next video. Anyways, thanks so much for being here. I love you guys. If you've been watching and not subscribing, I wish you would consider subscribing so you catch all my new videos. Lately, I'm trying to go back to 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, just so that I can get caught up on everything. You know, if I had enough content to share 5 days a week, I would love to. Editing really doesn't take me a super duper long time because I do a very simplistic version. But anyways, I'm just so loving these red roses right here. I think this might be the first red rose I've ever had. I've had lots of pinks. And these are just gorgeous. I mean, you can't count that dark red, flat, ugly vine one that was on the side of my porch because I hated it. And it was like a dark red. This is like a true red. This is stunning. I love this. I hope it stays here forever and gets really big. That would just be fantastic. Anyway, back to the end. Thanks for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Mwah.